Hi there, butterflies. Welcome to the New Year's Eve Redo Challenge, day one. I hope that you've enjoyed the post the last 7 days, reading through some personal stories, and I hope that it has helped you throughout this time. I am so excited you're here. Thank you for signing up, and thank you for supporting me. Now, I can't wait to support you through this 5-day challenge, hear your reflections, and see your progress. Each day adds on to one another, so make sure you send me your email address or sign up at www.betterbutterflies.com/new-year-redo if you haven't already, so that you can get all the emails and videos. I wouldn't want you to miss anything. But I will also be posting on my Better Butterflies Facebook page every single day. So you can always follow along there. And make sure that you comment on each day to share anything that's significant that you learned or reflected upon for that day. And if you're feeling a bit shy and you don't want your comments to be public, I'd also be so happy and thrilled to receive any Facebook messages or an email at pritchlucy, that's PRITCHLUCY @gmail.com, if you'd like to just share your ahas with me. So before we get into today's challenge, I was actually lying in bed this morning feeling inspired to give a little guidance and share some tools to help you address your mindset around what's going on in this world with the coronavirus and just chaos and feeling all of this energy that's happening in the world. And so I'd like to just share some of those things first to get you going in the right direction in regards to that, and then I'll get into today's challenge. So these tools I'm about to share with you, when you use them, will help you to raise your frequency above the line of the frequency of the general population right now, so that you can ride this wave. There is a wave of the general population, and it can be really hard as sensitive beings, which I know you are a sensitive being if you're watching this right now. So raise your frequency. These are tools that I use often throughout my life, and so hold on to these close and use them often yourself. They are very good tools to use. But first, I want to share with you my shirt that I have on. Hopefully you can see it. Radiate positivity. I wore that shirt just for you guys today, so that you can keep that in mind. Radiate positivity. So first of all, what's going on is a temporary shift in energy. So this too shall pass. What's going on is a temporary shift in energy. So keep that in your mind if you can. Your energy will shift. If you can just accept this, face it and accept it as a temporary shift in energy. This will help to raise the frequency of you and of the planet. So remember, this too shall pass. Secondly, because the virus is settling in the lungs, and the lungs hold the emotion of grief, I can suggest to you to take a moment to address any old grief you may have lingering in your body and system and your energy field. So let yourself cry and let yourself grieve any person or situation where there was an ending that you had a hard time letting go of. Because I'm an empath and also light worker, I feel these waves early. so that I'm ready to help when the full wave hits. So I actually spent most of the last month or two releasing energy and grief in my lungs. Like, I had some actual health issues that are now turning up to be like nothing or very low. But I will tell you, a lot of what was happening in my body was in my heart chakra and my lungs. So, releasing grief in the lungs. If you need help with this, I'm here to hold space for you and have lots of additional tools to assist you. I feel 100% supported. I feel ready to take this on, just based on what I've been able to go through ahead of time. And so if you feel, even if you just want a free session, and I can offer you some brief healing to assist you with any grief, I am here. Free 1-hour healing session. All right. And third, practice gratitude. You hear it all the time. It's almost become like a buzz thing. But gratitude is one of the highest frequency feelings you can hold in your body. So list in your head or on paper all the things you're grateful for in your life. Practice daily with 3 things you're grateful for, or my recommendation during this time, if you really want to feel your energy shift, would be to practice until you feel so like your heart is expanding and exploding with love and gratitude, and you feel there's a flow in your body again. So really practice so you can feel that gratitude in your body. And just a little tip, it is helpful to begin with the statement, I am so happy and grateful for, or that. I am so happy and grateful for, or I am so happy and grateful that, and then continue that sentence. And then the last thing to help you through this time is to consider what you need right now. So take a moment, and maybe you want to journal or just take a breath and feel into your own body, your own mind, and consider, what is your deepest desire? Once you have that answer, then figure out a way to give that thing away. So, are you lonely and craving human contact? If you are, if that's what your deepest desire is to have some human contact, then give to another company and human contact. Maybe at this time it's through a video call. In fact, one of my colleagues is doing this right now. And she's holding digital just chats, just so people can be social and enjoy some human interaction, even without physically touching someone. So another idea is, are you desiring more love in your life? Then give away love to anyone and everyone, including yourself. And do you want peace of mind? Give peace of mind to another. So I learned this concept through Neil Donald Walsh, author of Conversations with God, who stated that when you give away that which you desire, you actually become the source of it for another. So think about that. When you give away that which you desire, you become the source of it for another. So if you are the source of it, then you have it. And the universe will continue to bring more of it to you, since you are the provider of this thing for others. You can only receive that which you know you already have. And also, giving will raise your frequency as well. So, happy to answer any questions about any of those things. And I hope they help. And I would love to hear your feedback if you practiced any of them and how it went. But for now, let's jump into the challenge. All right. Today's theme for the challenge, actually, let's take a breath for a moment. So just close your eyes, slow down, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Let your body drop down and let yourself relax. Good. So today's theme is to gather and reflect. So first of all, I want you to decide if you want to reflect over the past year and 3 months from January 2019 till now, or if you feel like you've really taken that time to reflect on 2019 and just want to update or recommit to 2020 and are only reflecting over the past 3 months. Either way is totally fine. Just take a moment to choose. And also, I'm going to throw out some questions during this challenge. So at any point, if you want to stop the video and take time to journal, you can always do that as well. All right, so the first step then, after you've chosen your time period, is to gather any journals or written reflections that you had during the time period that you chose. So gathering journals or written reflections, including any resolutions or anything like that from that period of time. And then spend a little time today looking over any journals you had during that time period. And on a separate sheet of paper or in your current journal, note any events that stand out from the past year or past 3 months. Note any events that stand out. These can be big or small, good or bad, just whatever stands out to you. And then take a moment to, once you've done that, the next step is, what were your resolutions from last year or that you started with this year? So take a moment to reflect on just getting your resolutions down briefly, making a note also on that piece of paper or your current journal. What were your resolutions from last year or that you started with this year? And then take a moment to reflect. How did you do with those resolutions? Did you complete them? And if you didn't complete them, are you still in love with them and want to recommit? So, are you still in love with them and want to recommit? For now, just write down any reflections, because later in the week, we will decide on new resolutions or recommitments. But you might have an inkling right now today on if you want to recommit or not. So just write down any reflections or journaling about each resolution that you had made. And then also consider, did you have a theme word from last year? A theme word that was like your theme for the overall year. Or maybe even you updated your theme word this year and you take a moment to reflect on that as well. So you might want to journal, just jot anything down around your theme word, maybe some lessons you learned or some challenges that you had because of it. And then this is optional here for this challenge, but something also that can be fun to do. If you want to, you can reflect on like a theme for each month, like just one word or a phrase. And if you had that, what would that be? So consider January, February, March. What were you doing, or what was your main lesson during each month of the year? And the other option is, if you don't like the theme idea, is you could write a significant event that happened month by month. Again, that can be good, bad. big, small. And then the last thing I want to share with you all is 20 questions for New Year's Eve. And I'll share this link with you, but it is theartofsimple.net. And that's where it comes from. So I'll share the actual link. And I'm just going to go through the questions. Again, you can pause this video if you want to answer them while you're listening, or you can go to the website and look at the questions yourself. So number 1, what was the single best thing that happened this past year? What was the single best thing that happened this past year? Number 2, what was the single most challenging thing that happened? What was the single most challenging thing that happened? Number 3, what was an unexpected joy this past year? What was an unexpected joy this past year? And number 4, what was an unexpected obstacle? What was an unexpected obstacle? Number 5, pick 3 words to describe this past year. Pick 3 words to describe this past year. Number 6, pick 3 words your partner or close friend would use to describe your year. Pick 3 words your partner or close friend would use to describe your year. Number 7, pick 3 words your partner or close friend would use to describe their year. Pick 3 words your partner or close friend would use to describe their year. Number 8, what were the best books you read this year? What were the best books you read this year? Number 9, who were your most valuable relationships with? Who were your most valuable relationships with? Number 10, what was your biggest personal change from January to December of this past year? Or if you're looking at January to March, you can do it during that time period. What was your biggest personal change from January to December or January to March in 2020? Number 11, in what ways did you grow emotionally? In what way or ways did you grow emotionally? Number 12, in what way or ways did you grow spiritually? In what ways did you grow spiritually? Number 13, in what way or ways did you grow physically? In what ways did you grow physically? Number 14, in what way or ways did you grow in your relationships with others? In what way or ways did you grow in your relationship with others? Number 15, what was the most enjoyable part of your work, both professionally and at home? What was the most enjoyable part of your work, both professionally and at home? Number 16, what was the most challenging part of your work, both professionally and at home? What was the most challenging part of your work? Number 17, what was your single biggest time waster in your life this past year? What was your single biggest time waster in your life this past year? Number 18, what was the best way you used your time this past year? What was the best way you used your time this past year? Number 19, what was the biggest thing you learned this past year? What was the biggest thing you learned this past year? And then number 20, create a phrase or statement that describes this past year for you. Create a phrase or a statement that describes this past year for you. Awesome. I love doing this. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. So I just have, it's like a snapshot of the year, so that when I can look back over them, I can see what I was actually doing each year and, how I thought I grew and what was a phrase that describes this past year to me. So it's actually really fun to have these on hand and just fairly quick and easy to just have these 20 questions done and answered, and then you have a record of the year before you forget all about it. All right, so in our Facebook group, Better Butterflies, I'd love to hear your single best thing that happened last year, or the overall phrase or statement that describes this past year for you. So your single best thing that happened last year, or your overall phrase that describes the past year for you. And again, you can send me a personal message or email, and I'm thrilled for you to see day two's theme and challenge. And I hope you all just enjoy your day so much. Again, if you need any help at all through the chaos and through what's going on and just shifting your energy and frequency, please let me know. And please let me know how these tips have helped you and if you were able to switch some things around. And if you feel like you want something else, let me know. I can create some recordings of meditation or send some more tips. Let me know how you're feeling and how you want to feel, and I can create some things for you all. All right, see you tomorrow for day 2. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.